fortress, Grimscale. You had jumped on on Ongjok's back, came back, raced across the ice, and made it to this frozen waterfall that had been frozen in a state of stasis for millennia. As you all incanted a tone and a time and a rhyme, it started to split apart and create a chasm that had been frozen for some hundreds, maybe even thousands of years, from a point in the past when floating cities ruled the world, and one of them had touched and crashed down here in the north. Upon opening that, fighting against time, fighting against hunger, fighting against what clearly was the machinations of a god, a deity. You guys had battled floating skulls. You battled specters. You found floating eyeballs that gave you a chance to see what lay beyond another city somewhere deeper in the ice. You had fought ice worm dragons called remorazes, and that is what had led you down another sliding tunnel into the room that you are in now. A grove of frost covered trees filling a 50-foot high cavern, the floor of which is a mixture of earth and ice. Harvest, you feel at once a connection to this location, and also revulsion because it's not right, it's not natural. These trees, alive after how many years, either by miracle, magic, or some combination of the two, are alive with frosty leaves and burdened with these purple pear shaped fruits. Low broken walls form segues and pathways through this arboretum, if you will. And as you had entered here, a figure had flitted through the trees and spoke to you in a language that only those who knew Elven could speak back to. Dolan, a voice had called out and said, huh, who are you? And you called back and said, me. No, you called
Your
back and
worst
said
nightmare.
something more like, I'm your master. Nope, that's not right either. You had called back and said, travelers, those that seek the city that I had seen, something along those lines. The voice had said, oh, well, I mean, I do know some secrets to protect or to maybe tell you. And as that happened, Ziada and a large triceratops had moved up, feeling no pain. And from somewhere, a dart had flown out, struck Ziada in the side, and Ziada now finds herself poisoned for the next 2 hours. What does poison do? Poison gives you disadvantage on both ability saves and attacks. Yeah, that's right.
Wait, so I'm not unconscious then?
Oh, did you fail by 5 or
Yeah,
more?
he went unconscious.
I don't know. I
Oh,
have
oh,
the
that's right.
DC.
I'm sorry. What was?
Yeah,
Yes. So yes, if you
that because
failed by
that's
5 or more, then you are
I
indeed
I don't
unconscious.
know.
However, you are only. I will tell you this: you are only unconscious until damage is dealt to you. Now, none of your party knows this, but you know this. That said, we have a few things to discuss as a gaming group, and we have a couple people who are experiencing, you know, outside of, I mean, goddamn them, but outside of the fantasy world that we are all coexisting in right now, some real world stuff. Chris, I think that you had said that you're traveling back and forth to Boston. Mike, who can't be with us tonight, is, going through some health stuff. Hopefully, he's going to be able to get over that soon and be able to play again, but that is a question mark. Chris, I'm not sure what your schedule or your traveling life is like right now. And as a person who frequently has to travel for work, I totally get it. What I would like to do is this is we can play tonight's session. I think we can get through that. But what do people want to do? We've transitioned this game before. We've brought new players in when players can't play. I don't think we're at a point where we need to do that, but I also want everyone to be open with the conversation about what do you want to do moving forward. I will say that you are very close to the end of this dungeon that you were in. Again, depending upon directions you take tonight, but you are very close to that. And that being said, that will conclude chapter 6. And there are only 7 chapters in this adventure, which means we're very close to the completion of it. I don't want to force anybody to play if their schedule is too complex. I don't want to force the party to move on if they don't feel like comfortable without additional players, etc. So I wanted to kind of throw it out to the group after describing where you guys had made it to say question mark, what do you guys want to do?
You don't want to play with us anymore, Toe?
That's 100% not true. I literally sat down 2 weeks ago and wrote out endings for all of you, and then at the end of each one, I'm like, "What if they die?" And I was like, "God damn it!" Well, what you know what? I wrote it out. Whatever. So
Yeah. He sheds solid tear.
so I think so. I have a mechanism that is literally like that I did not create that exists in where we're at right now that would enable people to kind of stay back and not move on. But if multiple people can't move on and we're looking at a party of 3 plus a dinosaur sometimes, the party's definitely going to need more than that. And so that would require, we're going to need new players, etc. And so I guess so Mike is a question mark, and I have a way to take care of that for the time being. But Chris, if your schedule is such that it's going to be difficult to play, I don't want you to feel bad about playing, like forcing you to play, but I also want to try to balance what everybody else's schedule is too. And like if we hit a pause and we're going to wait, that's fine. But I just want to kind of real talk through that right now.
No, that's fine. I mean, personally, I want to keep playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having fun with it. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up the game if I have to, be on until 11:30, 12 o'clock, and then try to get up early enough to be able to make it to Boston in the next morning.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Actually, out of curiosity, how are you getting into the city?
Bus.
Oh yeah. Oh god, dude. Yeah. I mean, I did that for a while because it was the cheapest option, but yeah, I hear you. Are you taking it? Where are you taking it out of? Like the downtown Methuen, or are you take like which bus are you taking?
Exit 2, right out here, Sound.
Oh, are you taking the Concord lines?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's there's another line that runs out of Methuen right next to the Heavenly Donuts, but their schedule is not as open as Concord lines. Like you have like 3 options to get in the city and 3 options to get back in the afternoon. They are cheaper than Concord, but it's something else to look at just in case. But so here's what I would like to pitch then is we've got 3 options. And again, this has nothing to do with tonight's session. We're going to play through tonight's session and figure out what's going on. But moving forward, we could either like have people play your character and you can give some directions. Like my character would X and Y and never Z. We could try to
Eldritch
like bring in
Blast.
another player. Uh, and then when you can come in, Jux, I'll just try to figure out how like you are back and forth or doing whatever. Um, or you could hang back with Mike's character because again, there is a specific thing in the area that you're in that is a way to kind of control that. And I don't want to deny you the right to play. And if you have the ability to come and play, I want you to play. Like even though there's been some real serious death scenes that you have some hatred against me about, I understand. I understand. That I think that you have done nothing but bring some real fun to this game in your own right in what you've brought to this game thus far. And I swear to God, I want Jux to see the end of this game just so I can write some epic death scene for him right at the end.
Like I said, I want to keep playing. I just don't know if I have it in me to be able to, make it that late and then have to get up that early.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? I do have an idea. I do have an idea, and let's play out tonight's adventure, and we'll see what happens. But moving forward from tonight, I think that if you're available to play, I have a mechanism I've come up with that I think will allow that to happen. And if
Well,
we
I was gonna give it a try and see how things went, but I didn't want to spring it on anybody and go, hey, by the way, I'm not playing anymore because of this. So I just
well, let's see what happens, right? Like I
yes,
have a good idea, and I think we can do like a good quick switch out if necessary. So we'll play tonight. I'll try to murder you all because that's my goal. And
clearly.
yeah, din it, Chris, and more than anyone else. You hold a record. I think I have murdered you more than anyone. Actually, that's not true. I think somebody else I've murdered at least twice. Kevin, I think I've murdered you twice now as well, but just different campaigns. Because
I don't think
I
so.
killed your spirit
Oh,
warden,
yeah,
and
the elf sorcerer. I mean,
I'm sorry, that's right, the elf sorcerer, and I
if
killed
you
the
want to give yourself credit for killing a sorcerer, go ahead.
I'll take it.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
take it.
come on.
No, wait.
Jesus.
I'm just wait. You
At
know what?
level 10, they have like 14 health
I
credits, bro.
like I like how I'm trying to like bridge a gap here and just be like, listen, it's not just you, Chris. Like I just kill people just indiscriminately, and you're just like, no, no,
You've
no,
killed a
no.
sorcerer and a bard. It's like, all
Wait,
right.
but was your sorcerer the spirit guardian? I thought that was somebody else.
The spirit guardian. No, that was when it was just TJ and I doing all fire stuff at first, because it was like the god of fire and like forge and stuff like that we all followed.
Yeah, but who was the dude that you guys walked into the swamp? But no, who was the guy? Oh, I didn't kill him. That's right. You had somebody else that had like the spirit ward or something around. Like there was like this spinning
So
dervish of shit around him that I
so
couldn't do
there,
anything about.
yeah, that was the warforged cleric of the forge,
That's right. Yeah. The
who
goddamn, I
like you
couldn't kill that
couldn't
guy.
do anything
I
to.
couldn't do it. Yeah.
And the thing that the thing that you did there was you dragged him underwater while whatever it was that was doing that was getting annihilated. But meanwhile, you're just like, all right, now I have a chance to kill this character.
So you know what? I'm just saying. You walk through about like 6 or 7 different episodes of being like, "Oh, Tom, did you spend time developing a like thought out like thing that would take some time to kill?" And you just walked around with your hands behind your head, just being like, "Pillow talk, baby," and just killed everything. So I had to come up with something, and Frog Hemoth was what I came up with.
Yeah, well, I mean, it came out, it dragged me under the water, and then it allowed him something else the chance to kill the other character. And it's just like, all right, well, And then I had my Sahuagin who came in, and I only got to unleash that thing one time. And it was just like,
I
ooh, I like this guy.
I do think that the one thing from that game that I thought was great, as far as if we ever pick it up again, and everybody else was like, "Oh, great, you're talking about games I wasn't part of. Shut the fuck up." But there was a scene
TJ
where
said that.
this like shark man, like so he was like a half shark, half human guy, and then it was what like this other shark person or something came up and was like fighting you guys and was like, "I'm going back to the city to tell the crime boss about you," and you had one shot to take him out, and he had like 18 hit points left, and you hit him like 300 feet away with disadvantage, but he only did 17 points of damage, so he had
Yeah,
the one
something
point
like
to
that.
keep
I
swimming
was
on,
like,
and you.
well,
I hear the grumbles. You're like,
I
"Fucking
know.
son of a jack, god
I
damn it!"
know.
So,
That's
all right.
stupid.
So, anyways, with that said, you guys are in this chamber, this arboretum, if you will, and something has fired what You know what? Your perceptions allowed you to know a crossbow bolt of some kind has hit Ziada in the side, and Ziada has dropped.
So, uh, what was the check? Because what I have is it's a con check, right?
It is a con check.
Was it
I'm pulling
13?
this up right now. It is a Constitution. It's a DC 13 con save. What did you roll?
Okay. So I think I had rolled a 3, and that's +6, so that's a 9. So I wouldn't have actually gone unconscious in that scenario then.
Correct. You are not unconscious then.
Right.
So yes.
It's poison for 2 hours or 1.
It is. I'm sorry. I'm going to look this up. It is poison for 1 hour.
Okay.
All right.
Short rest, but we've already skipped out
So,
on a few short rests.
Oops. So,
All right.
so
So in
you
that
are.
case, instead of saying "son of a" and then falling, I would have said "son of a" the goddamn drow we were just talking about. I will definitely say that out loud to the team.
As
Just
you say
so-
that out loud, the voice in the tree is like, "Oh no, the dark elves are back!" And you see a rustling in the branches.
Understandable.
What does the party want to do?
Look.
Look
Take
at
a long rest.
yourselves. Look at take a.
Look
There's
look
somebody
for
shooting
these
poison
things.
arrows from
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that we're trying to find out. It's the from somewhere.
Ziada's taking a long rest. What?
Ziada almost did take a long rest.
Did,
Ziada
right?
almost just went down for an hour. Which by the way, because of something else, would have caused something else. Just saying.
Oh, great.
I don't understand how you haven't dealt with that yet, but okay.
Yeah.
And she clearly has a dart in the side of her.
Yeah, like right in like her, if she's facing in her like right shoulder, you see this
Okay.
crossbow bolt, and you see like as it hits her, it's like, and it goes ka-chonk. She's like, son of a, and you see her like start to go down, but she pulls herself back, and she just turns towards it. And for shits and gigs, you got to give me a perception roll. And if you did it last week, I don't care. Do it again.
I don't care. Both. Fuck. 8.
Yeah, an 8 is not going to be enough.
Can I do a survival or something along those lines to see if I could determine where this dart just came from?
I think what I would rather have you do is give me a history check. If it just roll a history check.
Okay.
Wow, good roll. Also +3 to that. Good job. So, you know a couple things. The first thing that you know is on your way down here, you know that you passed an entrance to the Underdark, and you know that the like dominant species or one of the dominant species of the Underdark are dark elves or drow. And even though 5e has really sort of taken it upon itself to be like everyone's inclusive and everyone's cool and don't worry about it, you can be a drow and no one will hate you. Fucking drow are evil. That's what they are, especially if they're coming out of the Underdark. And
DM's racist.
I don't think I'm racist. I think I'm just going on multiple iterations of what drow
A whole
are.
long history of racism. I got it. Go ahead.
You know what? You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. When the whole populace were like, "Man, what do we do here in the Underdark? Maybe we should just like bow down and like offer worship to a demoness lord." That's cool, right? Yeah, let's do it. Does that also mean that we hate men and we castrate them, and that everybody else we just have to
No.
make blood sacrifices of?
They don't
Yeah,
castrate
cool.
them.
All right, let's do that. So,
They
by the way,
definitely use them for
yeah,
certain
Yeah.
we'll use
rituals
them
that-
one way or another. So,
It's
anyways,
not
you know,
castration.
you know what? You call me racist if you want. I'll call you a Nazi if I want. It doesn't care, whatever. But that said, you
Sounds like
realize
they
that
took a nerve there, Tom.
you are very certain that what just like with your knowledge about access to the Underdark, where like something just streaked out of like the darkness and almost like dropped Ziada to her knees. Your knowledge of like elf cultures, and there is this knowledge of the darker under elves and those on the surface, and this um, tensions between them because they're fucking evil. And yeah, you know that this looks like a drow just did this.
Okay. So just a couple points of clarification. Um, is Ziada unconscious or
She is
not?
not. Nope, she's
Oh,
saved.
okay.
She
Okay.
saved.
Just
Cool.
poisoned.
Um,
There was some talk like I mean,
Just
I will admit
poisoned
I
and
kind of wanted to
cursed.
create some like two last week, but yes.
No
Okay.
disease.
uh,
I'm immune to
and
disease, but I've also been avoiding those apparently.
okay. Um, and I was trying to determine literally the location that this dart came from. So I was trying to find my target of attack, essentially.
So
Like where this dart came from.
you
Can
can
I
see
find
from
the
where you are right
individual
now.
who just shot her?
From where you are right now, it looks like it came this way. But
Okay,
that would mean you can't see it.
gotcha. So can I move my position to see it?
I mean,
Maybe better?
if you want to run right
Run
up
right
on
at
that
it?
dino butt, that's cool. I mean, whatever you want to do, sure. Have at it. Tell me what you're doing.
Can I hide behind the tree and see if I can see?
That's
As you run
Where's
down
job.
there, there's a giant tree in your way, and you go, "There's a tree in my way, but I'm
Why you gotta be a
safe."
dick? How about there?
Well, how about like, all right, from right there, maybe you can see. Give me a perception check.
All right, while you're doing that, all I see is a black screen.
You might want to hit a refresh because you are on this.
You might have do a shift click, Tom, just to
Mm.
drag him over.
Oh yeah,
If
let's do
that's
that
the
just in
case.
case.
Is it shift click or hold? I don't remember now. I haven't been DMing for like 3 weeks.
So I did a shift click. Chris, does that do anything?
No.
Oh, you know why? Because
Wrong
I'm not
way.
on the right thing.
Yep.
How's
Hey,
that?
there it is.
Hey! Oh, all right, all right. I was still on my upside down comb, aka the ruler. All right, so Dolan, what did you
Right.
roll? Was that a natural 20 or a dirty 20?
The dirty 20.
With a dirty 20, you don't see
Oh,
nothing.
come on.
But what you do see is that there is something. I'm going to go back to my comb. You do see that there's something moving around in this tree up yonder. And from that tree, you hear an elvish. Be careful, they're very tricky.
I just take my AK and fucking mow the lawn.
Oh, your AK? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that you had that.
You gave that to me,
I'm
remember?
pretty sure I didn't. I'm pretty sure the only person with an AK right now is Novakri with her
Yes.
fucking laser beam rifle. But
Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh.
Also, there's no lawn.
it's an icy
Right.
scape, if you will.
It's an expression, Evan. Okay.
Deal with it, Kevin. All right.
Okay.
Anyways, so you don't see anything. You do feel with your perception check and where you've moved that you are looking in the right direction, but there's nothing. You also know with your history check that drow are capable of casting invisibility on themselves, amongst other
Okay.
things.
Hold on, I'm just checking one spell to see if I have to actually see the thing to be able to. Oh. Being that I use ranged weapons, I don't know if you're gonna make. I mean, I'll do whatever check you tell me to do. Can I maybe guesstimate about how far away this creature was from Ziada before it hit it?
So for like if it's a crossbow bolt, somewhere between 70 and 300 feet.
Right. Can I narrow that down, you think?
Nope.
Maybe survival check? No.
Nope. So here's what you know. That this is what I'm giving you. What you know is, and you've had a chance to move. So if you want to take another action, take another action. You have had the chance to know that more than likely what just assaulted Ziada was a drow. You know drow have the ability to cast invisibility on themselves. You also know as a spellcaster, invisibility is something that once you cast on yourself, you show up. So there's a real chance that maybe this drow did like prepared action and then as an action or a move substitute action or something like that cast invisibility on themselves and now they're not there or I mean if they are there you can't see them. What you do know is if it comes back to this drow's turn and they're still there, they may attack again
Right.
and you might be a target.
Okay. Cool. Then I'm gonna maintain that spot and I'm going to I don't know if I wanna yeah, I'm going to
Sing a song, do a dance, make a little love, get down tonight.
I'm gonna hold a spell. I know. Fucking A.
What happens if you get shot in the face?
Yeah. Then I'll get shot in the face, but holding a spell.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
So
if that happens, I think I should probably ask this. What does the rest of the party do? The dinosaur goes and stays where it is. But Jux, Loki, and Ziada, what do you guys do?
I'm sorry, let me specify. I'm holding a spell for to see this drow become visible.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I can see it, I'm gonna shoot off a spell.
Okay.
Do I see anything from there?
Give me a perception check.
Those have been rolling like rocks. So
Rocks roll pretty well.
right. 17. Did that not send it over? Why are you not sending over?
I don't. Yeah, I don't
It's,
see it. I just see harvest rolls right now. You know what? It may be me. If it hasn't come over because
No,
I'm just gonna hit it.
it's not on there.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
I
did
don't
a
see it.
refresh because I was having some trouble earlier like seeing things. So for tonight, just for tonight because it still hasn't shown up as the
No,
map's
it
repopulating.
definitely isn't. There it is. Okay. That I
Oh,
threw.
no, there it is.
No, I threw out a different one because I reset. I refreshed because I think it just might not have been synced up to this. So, yeah, but it was a 17 for the perception.
So, all right, with a 17, you don't see it. I mean, with a 17, you know that it came from somewhere to your right. But as far as like an exact square or a body or something, you don't see anything.
All right. Head in here.
Hold on. I'm trying to move the map so I can see what you're doing because I refreshed, which was dumb.
Actually, you know what? I'll head over here and I will dodge.
All right, as you head over there, from above you, you hear in the tree, you have to watch out for them. They are very tricky.
Stupid, filthy, tricksy drow.
So first of all, I'm going to record that voice and use it for something in an upcoming game. Second of all, because I love it. Second of all, stop fucking showing up my voices, Kevin. And then third is if you do turn around because you did roll a very decent perception check before, you see there is this feminine figure that's up in the tree. Like it's kind of hard to make her out, but you can kind of make her out between the boughs of this tree and the snow that's kind of covering her in those boughs. and you see these eyes, one of them green, one of them yellow, looking down at you. And where she's kind of like leaning over one of the branches and looking down at you, it looks like she's got some genuine concern as she says, "Watch out there, Trixie." Not anything else. Actually, so you had I thought you had moved into here. I'm on the right thing, or am I on the right thing? I don't know.
I had, but I was gonna go around and like tuck myself in this corner, but then I kind of swung back out with a little bit of my movement left and just dodged.
Well, so even still, like if you stepped in there, that's the reaction that you got from there. So
Alright, cool.
with that said, I see Jux moving up. Jux,
Move
what
up.
are you doing as you move up there? And then Loki, what are you doing? So let's do Jux and then we'll do Loki.
I'll give a thumbs up. to
I'm
her
just
in
getting ready to shoot
response.
off a couple of Eldritch Blasts.
Mm-hmm. You want to give me a perception check?
I'll sell it to you.
I'll sell it to you for 5 gold. I'm just saying. I
Perception.
mean, there. So even with invisibility, there is a chance you can see something. You just need to roll well enough. That's all. With an 18, no, you can't see it. So, but you ready the action to pew pew. Okay, Loki, you move over there. You're next to Novakri, next to this tree, laden with fruit. What do you do?
Hide behind the
Also, hello.
dinosaur.
I haven't talked to you tonight, so hello.
Hello. Hide behind the dinosaur.
Dino hide.
One sec.
Second only to Mithril.
There we go.
The 24. You still don't see anything.
That's good, because I wasn't looking.
He's
Out
hiding.
of
Very.
I'm sorry. That was a stealth,
He's
not a perception.
being
But yes.
the
So in that case, you should roll a perception and tell me what you get.
None of us
Yeah.
see anything.
He can't. He can't.
Well,
I
no,
don't-
there's
can't
I
see
think
you.
If
Ignore me doing this. Ignore me doing this.
Just wait, just for shits and gigs. Loki, roll me a perception check.
I got
Yep,
a
no, you don't
halfling-
see anything.
got a
Nada.
halfling
Nothing
one.
to see. Yep.
Oh yeah.
I will say this: if you had crit that, maybe you would have seen something. Just saying. Okay, so what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go down here, and I'm gonna open up some windows. Open up some windows. Why did... Alright, what is going on? I don't understand. So apparently I opened up a bunch of windows before the game started, and my computer has just decided to say, "You don't need those open. What are you doing? Just close them, dum dum." Yeah, are those the things you want to deal with tonight? Yeah, no, you can't do that. Okay.
Do you have an issue with your like energetic field or something, Tom?
No. So what I figured out is, and
Nice
Kevin,
around you.
Kevin and others may appreciate this, is I think that I am an untapped warlock, and that my electric discharge fucks
Mhm.
up electronics at all times.
We don't
So-
need to know about your discharge.
That's what they tell. That's what they tell Dresden all the time. Don't tell me about your discharge.
Well, yeah, but I mean, all right. So as long as you were going with that as your reference,
That's where I was going. That's where I was
'cause
going.
That's what I
Calm
was
down.
thinking. But yeah, well, fine, but still, stop talking about your discharge.
Between you and your nurse, Tom.
I have a nurse? Holy macaroni. All right. So, I think yeah, fuck it. This is what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to do this. On this.
Whatever you're doing, I can't see it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're going to see it in just a minute. It's cool.
No, whatever you're doing, I can't see it, so it doesn't count.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, but whatever.
If the thing becomes visible,
Everyone, close your eyes.
All right, Ziada. All of a sudden, another bolt flies across, but this one, rather than like piercing into your armor and causing you to potentially, collapse.
do I see it? I'm looking. I am actively. That is the one fucking thing I'm doing is trying to see
Multiple
this thing.
people suddenly see this dark elf appear as this bolt clangs off your armor. Wait a minute. Just out of shits and gigs, your armor is not gonna suddenly be pierced by a 13, right?
I
I'm just asking, just asking.
I mean,
How far
I
from me is it?
Hey,
I
Codswallop gave his life for that armor. No, 13 is not going to cut it.
So here is what we have for distances from you, which is going to get some extra cover, is 45 feet, and then Jux, did you say you were holding an action, or you just move up to see what happened that you weren't holding?
No, I was holding. I was prepared to fire.
All right, a creature has appeared just beyond Ziada.
I cast fairy fire on it.
All right, there is a save for that, correct?
Correct.
What is the save?
Dex 16.
A 20. It does not affect it.
You motherfucker.
You have to part of you knew that wasn't going to work because the drow employ fairy fire in their own tactics. They are almost innately immune to that.
wizards cast fireball. That doesn't mean they can't be hit by it.
No, well,
Exactly.
so yeah, but fairy
You're
fire doesn't
still the
do
one
damage. It
rolling,
just means
Tom.
they illuminate them.
Oh,
All right,
I know.
but yeah, but all right, but Chris,
I know the first time I dealt with fairy fire was Archon pouring it all over himself.
for no reason. That's true. All right.
Well, we
So-
have it.
I had my
so-
reason.
Was there a
Right.
reason? All right. So
Yes,
all right.
we
So
got
It was awesome.
I want to be on fire.
He
So
opened the door as like a purple giant Goliath on fire through a guy who's just like, we have a mission for what the fuck's happening.
all right. Well, Jux, you had moved up and said if anything shows up, I'm going to attackerize it. So you can attackerize this thing if you want.
Hackerize.
Yeah, shoot it.
Splatify,
Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast.
destroy, enunciate, whatever you want.
Kalamzo.
Flamzo it. Yeah.
Lamzo Mamzo.
All right. Well, 21's going to hit. 8 damage. Not that much. Not that much. Second one. Second blap blap. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, 6 damage. Well, it looks like this thing takes the first one, like kind of off guard, and hits it in the shoulder. But as the second one comes in, it turns and takes it in the chest and kind of like gives like a chesty, is like, ugh! And then it turns and looks at you and shakes its head and says, your sorcery won't bring me down. Also, it's in Elvish, and if you don't speak that, then you don't know. But, harvest can translate if you need. And with that, this creature disappears back in the darkness. I need to just do this. Boop, boop. Okay. And from above you, the voice in the tree says, "Oh no, That's not going to be good. Usually when they come back with more. I've fortunately been able to hide in the trees, but I don't think that those ones are very good. In fact, this place is full of some very strange things. Although I will tell you, if you are looking for trouble, I want none of it. Just please leave my trees. If you are interested in having some of its fruits, I would ask that maybe you just share some stories and I can tell you more about these caves.
So I I'm still looking to have a fruit from one of these triamites. That is still one of the goals, but I don't
I
know how
will
much time we have for stories.
I will tell you this, that the fruits of these trees can grant wonders, yes, but those who are greedy and attempt to take too many will find that they will in fact be cursed.
Just put it on my
Too
fucking
many
tab.
fruits.
That's amazing. All right. So you guys have a moment of respite. Think about what you want to talk about, and I am gonna go take a bio break. I will be right back.
All right, so I'm currently poisoned and something else.
I
Cursed.
mean, I can help you out with that. I just need to take a long rest to do it.
Right.
So
Well, by that point, I won't be poisoned.
exactly, exactly. If we had to use up all of my second level spells,
Wow. We
we
didn't
I
did.
can
really have much of a choice with some of the stuff we've been hitting.
I can cast sleep on you so you get a head start on that long rest.
Hey, I could have just tried to roll a 1 or a 2, so that you couldn't save it
Yeah.
on that dart in the first place. It's like, can I dodge into the dart? Can I give him advantage?
Yeah.
So I'm cool with like hanging out and everything, but if she's saying that's like, oh, that's not good. Usually they
Yeah.
come back. It's just like, well, and then she's like, oh, why don't you tell me some stories? It's just like, well, they're
Hmm.
gonna be some quick stories.
Yeah. How about we
Oh,
go up here? I don't know what's up here, but we could. I'm just thinking I'd pull a katara and do shape water and cut these trees, and like we stack them up over here to make a barrier and rest there.
Well, so here's the thing: we can just use Novakri's whatever thing.
What thing?
What?
the hut.
Yeah, Liamon's tiny hut.
Oh,
So we could
does
just,
Namakri have access to that right now?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because
Oh,
I believe you can. Can you
cast it
cast
as a
this?
ritual.
I was gonna
10
say,
minutes.
I think you can cast it as a ritual.
Yeah, we can invite this guy in and have 8 fucking hours to tell stories, catch all kinds of info.
This
Well,
is the second creature here, right? The other one was some short guy, and then there's this one that's on
All right.
stories.
What's going on, stories?
short
Count.
guy. Wait, who was the short guy?
Yeah, didn't Harvest see
Oh
it
yeah,
with
I thought
the
that was
eye?
The eye is all done. The eye has gone
I thought
away.
that was
Right.
this individual. This one
It
I'm
Mhm.
was
seeing.
this
It
individual.
was this,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. I didn't know if there was a second one.
No. Yeah, no. This was where the grove was, but like I think the eye came from this direction
Correct. Yep.
into
Yep.
here. as
That is
opposed
correct.
to down the slide where we came.
Yep. The eye went down the first slide that you guys all went down, but it was floating,
To
so
the
it didn't have to
second
do
one.
like checks.
So yeah.
And we know this because where the eye went, the city is south of us. And I don't know, just like what you said, TJ, I don't know what is north in those tunnels. That was not explored. I did get a sense of north. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tom. I might be misremembering this, but in this direction, there was nothing good to be had, and in this direction, there was some possibility of good stuff.
So, north, you have no idea. You never went that way.
Right, didn't go that way at all.
Did not go
But
that
I
way
thought
at
I
all.
got a sense of that. I really didn't want to go that way either.
I don't.
No?
No, there was another thing that was another place that you got that feeling.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but from where you are right now, just do me a favor and roll me a intelligence check. No, like intelligence save actually. Intelligence save.
Fuck. It was on a fucking 20. And then
Okay. Well, no, with an 8, that's fine. You know, it's fine. This is not one of those like you're gonna die kind of thing. What you
26
know
would
is
have been way
this:
better.
you did not come from this way when you came in. You
No, I
definitely
didn't.
came from this way, which
Yeah.
means you may have gone down this way. You may have gone down this way. You may have gone down this way as far as what led you to the cityscape that you were privy to before your vision ended. You don't know what's up here. What you do know is that the sort of flitting figure that you had seen via the ethereal floating eyeball is definitively the one in the tree that just said hello and was talking to you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the city's in this direction.
The voice in as you guys are talking, the voice in the tree says, I mean, I'm happy to like allow you to take some of the fruit from my branches. I mean, without a doubt, these trees have been here and literally overburdened with their um their spoils for centuries. Those
Make the
that are
hut.
consumed must fall and wither. So please take one. Though again, I must warn you, if you take more, and I cannot stop you, I mean, I could try, but I won't. I've seen and sensed your power. I I just warn you to please don't do that because it will not work out well for you.
Please
Um,
do.
but I can also, if you are willing to trade stories before those fearsome dark elves come back, that um that perhaps I can give you some guidance or intellect because it has been a very long time since I have had the chance to converse with anyone besides myself and these trees. And though they do have voices, they are not quick to converse.
Yeah, so you kind of speak for the trees, for they have no
But
tongues.
no, they have tongues, but just if
Trees
you
have
have ever
tongues?
seen that movie about the Ents and how slow and long it takes them to deliberate, it's like, hey, do you like Tuesdays? And
What's
then
a movie?
6 months later, they come back and say, maybe.
Mhm.
In that
So
movie
Lord,
Also,
that we don't know what it
also,
is, what's a movie?
red noseless person, you'll find out soon enough when they make one about you.
He
aw,
has, he has a nose, just no
make
lips.
a movie about you.
What's a movie?
Again, you'll
It
find
has
out
something
soon
to do with
enough.
cows. It's, you know.
They usually do it after you're dead, Raisin. After you're dead.
All right, so I think it's time
But
for fruit. Do we also, like, how long do you think, how long do you think it will be until the dark elves get back, and also, um, how long do you think we would like to sit around exchanging stories? Because I don't mind, but we are kind of in a time crunch at
Well,
the
if
moment.
I mean, if I were to guess, they could be back within the hour. But then again, if they're concerned that you have brought some sort of, you know, rivaled power to them, and at this point, this head pokes out of the tree, and it is effeminate in form, but it is um, wooden in texture. But
Ooh.
it moves. It's not solid. It's not a mask. It is a moving wooden piece with these sort of like deep score lines and green ivy through it that just says, "Well, I mean, normally they come through here and it seems that they are attempting to investigate to find out more, but never have they ever encountered anyone in this grove before because I'm quite capable of hiding. Um, what I will tell you is this, is that their incursions continue to come from this direction. Uh, to my south here, and then sometimes here, there are these one-eyed monstrosities that
Yeah, you were
that
talking about
that
those too.
that they do not seem hostile. They seem more lost than anything. But when I attempt to speak to them, they huddle and run away as if they don't understand. And I don't know their language, so I can't speak to them. I will tell you that this way is a it, it is a large chasm of ice that I mean we are all in a chasm of ice it would seem, but there's nothing I've ever seen that came out of there. And I will tell you that here, oh, that's not the right thing. Shoot. I will tell you that here, despite these one-eyed creatures moving to and fro periodically, that this way I have sensed some darker things. Um, though it's not always there. I'm not sure. I don't know. But what I will tell you is that if you were to travel north from this chamber, not through the the way that you traveled down the ice slide, which through here, but this way, sorry, this way, uh, there are several chasms with interesting things in them, depending upon how you approach them. They are powers in and of themselves. I I cannot tell you it was wise to go see them. I cannot tell you it is unwise to go see them. I will only tell you that as a creature of nature, I I was aware of their presence and decided it best to not interact. I I do hope that that is helpful.
Uh, yeah. While that's happening, while she was explaining that, I was definitely listening while eating one of the fruits.
Oh shit! You decided to eat one of the fruits, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I need you to roll me a d20, please, because shit's about to go down.
19.
You, sir, have just consumed a fruit that gives you the gift of purplemancy. What is that, you may ask? This charm allows you to cast the fairy fire spell, violet light only, save DC 15, as a bonus action instead of an action, no components required, for 3 times. Once used 3 times, you no longer possess this ability.
All right. 3. I'm never gonna actually spend them. That's cool.
What are the rest of you guys doing? And does anybody want to engage in conversation with this creature? Oh, you know what? I apologize because she says, we have been talking for a few moments now, and I have not had a chance to say, thank you for chasing those drow away. My name is Hathawin, and I have been part of this grove for, I can only assume, millennia.
Well, that's
That's a good story. I'm gonna eat her fruit.
Loki goes, I'm going to eat your fruit, which is creepy.
Just
So
one.
then, if you're going
Just
to eat
one
the
of the fruit.
one, then I need you to roll me a d20 and tell me what you get.
I think while we're having this conversation, the Valkyrie is making her hut.
yeah.
Okay. So Loki, you roll a 14, and as you eat this fruit, this purple, like pear-shaped fruit, you get this like feeling of warmth in your chest that kind of radiates around, and you feel this sense of almost like holiness. And you have now consumed a charm of cure wounds. This
Ooh.
charm allows you to cast the cure wound spell, 3rd level version. As an action, no components required. Your spellcasting ability for this charm is wisdom. So that basically when you roll a 3rd level cure wounds, whatever like your wisdom modifier is, that's the plus to the 3rd level cure wounds. Once used, this charm vanishes from you. So you can cast the cure wounds spell once, using wisdom as the plus to it.
Alrighty.
Yeah, 3rd level cure wounds. Yeah,
Yes, I'm sorry. Cast cure wounds as a 3rd level.
nice. Good enough.
All right, Novakrie's turn.
Roll a
D20?
d20. Tell me what you get.
17.
She's doing a ritual
Oh,
spell
yeah, that's
as
right.
she's
So
eating a
she
fruit.
she'd have
Where do we need to be?
she'd have to pull that down and then just pocket it before. But she was going into the ritual. That's right.
She
No,
dies.
she doesn't.
Instantly.
It's like
Yeah,
you
no.
had to eat it or else it explodes. So
No, so Novakri, this is actually fitting, I think. So Novakri gets a charm of lightning bolt, which means Novakri can cast the spell Lightning Bolt with a DC save of 15 as an action. No components required. Once used, this vanishes as an ability. And if I remember correctly, Lightning Bolt is a line. So if Novakri ever finds herself in a situation where a line effect is perfect.
yeah.
Right, lightning bolt can go from one person to the next person to the next.
Well, it
Right.
doesn't. Just the way you said it sounded like you were talking about chain lightning, but like this just goes through in one line.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, chain lightning is you can bounce it around different
Yeah.
targets.
Like
Lightning bolt is a line effect.
Yeah. Okay.
Whereas this
Gotcha.
is just straight up.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So with Ziad, I assume that means that you're like, give me some goddamn fruit. I'm gonna eat it.
I mean, if that's gonna be something where it's like I'm compelled to because of.
Well, I just saw Ziad roll a 17. That's why I'm asking.
That was for Navakri.
Yeah. What was it? 7. What was
Oh, okay. Yes. All right. I just looked up
I mean,
and
I'll
saw
take
that.
the
That's why I was like, are you rolling? Like, what's happening?
No, that was the. That was the Nova.
I'm gonna
Novakri action.
I'm gonna
All right,
turn
cool.
to what's her name? And
the Triceratops. I can't remember her name right now. And ask her if she wants.
Valen.
Yeah, Valen. If she wants a
Tricerolin?
fruit.
She
So
goes, "Rum, rum, rum." But
all right, so
as a druid, you're like, hell yeah, I want a fruit.
exactly. I knew I was going to be able to understand.
Either way, you pick it and you just throw it at her, and if she
And she's
eats
like,
it,
I'm a
great.
fucking Tricera, yeah.
Feed it to her nicely. She eats it out of my hand.
Wait, you stick it on one of her horns, and then she's just like trying to eat it for hours. All right,
Yeah,
so somebody roll for her. Somebody roll for her. D20.
Well,
Kev.
your idea.
All right. My hands are just under a heated blanket right now. Hold on.
Damn it, you're making me do a thing.
I'm role playing to avoid having to die roll.
I don't want to roll. All right, with an 11. Oh man, so she gets a charm of sending. All right, I got to do this ascending, and then I got to write Valen. Okay, a charm of sending allows you to cast the sending spell as an action. No components required. Once used, it goes away. Once. Excuse me. Okay. Who else wants to try to eat, or is everybody gonna rest?
I'll take one.
Okay. I could kill you. Just
Yeah, that's
roll.
right. It wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last.
All right, roll that check.
All right, what is the check?
I'm just roll a d20. That's all. It's not even a check. With a 15, you too have the lightning bolt charm. Basically, you can cast the spell lightning bolt as an action, and with a save of DC 15. No components required. Once used, this is no longer available to you.
Okay, my turn. Oh,
A 5.
Don't worry,
Well,
this
with a
weird shit might be
5,
great.
with a 5, you currently are now capable of casting Vicious Mockery up to 3 times with a DC save of 15. Once you've used it for the 3rd time, it vanishes as an ability. These are very similar to like when the Chewingas gave you guys abilities. They're almost like a token or a talisman kind of thing.
do you think the hut is ready?
No one out Liamins the tiny hut.
So yeah, so you guys can go inside the hut, and
I invite the creature in the hut as well.
Yeah.
the
If we're hanging out, we can tell some stories.
Right. We can tell stories. We could talk, share information.
the dryad, Hathawin, will say, if it's okay with you, I've been in the trees for so long that this is my home. But if the entrance is close enough, I suppose you could speak through it, and I will tell my tales back to you, if that's acceptable.
I mean, we could have the hut literally in the trees.
I mean, if you were to place the hut somewhere betwixt the trees, then absolutely we can converse, and
Yeah,
it's
we could
fine.
probably go like here. Let's see.
Yeah.
I think really all you need is what, a 5-foot square or a 10-foot square?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was it's a 10-foot square.
10
I think.
foot. Okay.
I'm just gonna. How about this?
I got confused because I looked and it said.
I think it's
10.
radius. So
You guys could do it right here, and you got plenty of space.
Spell
Like
fails.
you could set it up on the edge of this like this
Like the
wall
wall on
is
one
right here. Yeah,
side, and then we have
yeah.
the two trees. That's a nice spot.
Is
Yeah.
it 20 feet? I think it's 20 feet.
Yeah, 10-foot radius. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying is though, like it doesn't say like you could just balance it on this wall right here because the inside of the hut has its own floor. It's not the floor of reality, like it's the floor of the thing. So like you could just put it right there and be betwixt all the trees up by like 5 or 6 feet, whatever the height of the wall is, and be fine.
Time to rest up.
All right. So
Comfortable and dry. Okay.
everybody goes in. Everybody has their random abilities. I have Valen's sending written right here because, just in case you have to send a message to somebody. I don't know who you would send a message to, but just in case. Um,
Well,
and
depending on
from
what the
out
spell is.
as well, it's true. But as you guys, you go in and you find your cozy place and your warmth and your comfort, and you're just like for the first time in so long, you've taken that moment to say, like just a sigh. Outside, you hear this voice that start to sing like this sort of like lilting and yearning song, and it's Hathawin, and she's singing this song of what sounds like remorse and loss and hope. And who speaks Elvish? I know Harvest, but does anybody else speak Elvish?
Yes.
You hear her singing this song, and at first you don't recognize it because it's it's in the text of the Netherese. It's in the Lanathar text. It's in the voice of something that hasn't been spoken in so long. But those of you who speak Elvish start to recognize the themes, start to recognize the tones, start to realize that this is a song of someone who's concerned that people who were friendly have gone away again, may not come back because you have all disappeared into a hut, an area of safety that is quite literally invisible to those who cannot see through it. And she is singing a song of loss.
And we can't convince her to come into the hut, at least for, a little bit of time to share stories and talk.
If you
Convince her
kind
that
of
she's safe
if you kind
here.
of like pop your head outside the flaps, she says, like she's startled a little bit, and then she says, "No, no, no. My place is with my friends, which is here in the trees, and I don't wish to let them know that they've been left behind either."
All right. Well,
Well, shit. That was one of the reasons why we built the hut, dude.
Well, so depending upon how you're doing this, if you're communicating through like the front flap or whatever, it's easy enough for words to pass back and forth between you. So, what do you wish to do?
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to share stories and conversation.
I'm
Tell
being
her about.
rude and doing what I put in Discord.
Oh shit! Now I gotta look on Discord.
Now we're gonna go.
Everybody gets one, and also shut the fuck up. Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
exactly.
Yeah. So, Loki, you continue to be one of my favorites. You just do. So, but for
When he
those
said
of you,
started to sing, I was like, I know the meme.
for those of you that are not doing the Spider-Man right now, what else are you doing? So, like Harvest, I mean, you can be by like the front flap and converse with her. What's everybody else doing?
Oh, I'm resting up.
Again, she does only speak Elvish. She does not speak anything
Hmm.
besides that. So.
I'm resting up because I need to get rid of these fucking temporary lost points.
That would be good.
Yeah.
So, couple things that I want to do. The first is, I think what I'll deal with is, does anybody sit near like the gate or the flap of your hut and converse with Hathawin?
That's what I'm doing for right now.
All right.
While it's still safe to do so, as
All right.
soon as it is
Do me a
not.
favor and just roll a d100 for me.
And I would be as well. But if that doesn't make a difference either way.
All right. With that roll, this is what she reveals to you. She tells you that ancient Netherese magic binds her to this grove, and it is her presence that keeps these trees alive, which is why
Hmm.
she wants to be here. The pears, as you have found out, are magical. They're magically delicious. I'm reading from the text, which I read that the first time before you guys ever played through this, and I'm like, I'm gonna say that to them. But you ate them before I could read it to you. The third thing is that the dark elves have passed through here several times, um, and they're always coming out of the passageway to the southwest. And but she always hides, so they have never found her here, nor have they ever tried the pears. They seem
Huh.
wary of them. And then lastly, I'm sorry, secondarily, there are strange one-eyed creatures that lurk in the cave directly to the south, which would be down. Hold on, I gotta move the map. Down here. Close. Let's do this. Down here. Um, but they have never done anything to harm her. They just seem lost. They seem like they don't know what to do with themselves, as they kind of just, they've been here almost as long as she has, and they don't ever eat the pears. They don't ever like consume anything from the trees. They don't hurt anything. But when they come out and something else is around, they immediately retreat back into the room that they're in. And then she also knows, and I'd like you to roll a 50-50. So you can roll any dice that you want. Um, and then tell me what you get. Tell me if you get the lower or the halfer of the 50-50 harvest.
Upper.
The upper. You know that she has seen some um she pauses. She doesn't know what to say. She's seen some shadows this way that move like they're not supposed to move. I don't know what that means. I just know that that is a darkened hallway that leads to something else. And I have seen things move that make no sense. But they don't affect the trees, and they leave me be, so I have no reason to mess with them or to attempt to intervene. And that is what I know, at least as far as what you've rolled that I know.
I'm gonna thank her for taking care of the trees.
I love the
Um,
trees. Don't fuck with them or I'll kill you.
I'm gonna tell her stories of all the different animal tribes and the forests and the wilderness up above, and I'm gonna describe it the way it was the um before the eternal winter and the ice. I'm going to describe it in its spring.
She is fascinated. She goes, well, at first she's not so much fascinated. She's just like, well, I mean, I remembered a time when the surface was, green and growing and I was not here. I remember a time when I was selected to come and help grow this area as it lofted above the world below. And I thought, what a grand process. But that was many, many years ago, and it clearly is not now. At some point, those who had selected me to tend for this grove lost favor, lost power, perhaps were shunned by their gods. I'm not sure. But we there was some calamity that occurred. My only grace, my only thankfulness is that my grove has continued here through some magics twisted or unknown, and I can keep them alive. And that periodically I have the chance to speak with travelers such as yourself.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that they call that the calamity. Did this? I'm gonna ask her if this grove had always been underground and under this glacier, or was this grove once a part of a floating city and in the sky?
She goes, "You fucking bitch, are you not listening to me?" Anyways, no, that's not what she says. She says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that perhaps my previous statements had alluded to that. At one point, the what were they called again? The Sky Masters, the Netherese, they sought to bring the foliage, to bring the green into the skies and the heavens with them. And this grove was much larger, and they brought it with them. And in order to ensure that it would be, well kept and propagated and 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 tended to, they found me and brought me here. And as a person who has I guess you would say, a calling to this, I felt indebted to ensure that this grove would continue for as long as it could.
Got it. Huh. So because of you, this grove has lasted longer than the entirety of the city in which it was
I
instructed for.
I will tell you that I think that the reason this grove has lasted as long as it has, and my own presence as well in this cathedral of ice, is due to magics beyond my control. The Netherese, as I have remembered their name after you have reminded me, are or were capable of magics beyond compare, beyond anything I had ever seen in the centuries past when they summoned me here to help with this planting, this grove. And so I can only assume that maybe some of those magics still linger, maybe some of those magics are still present, or perhaps latent in this area.
Do you
I have
remember?
I have also I it reminds me, I forgot to tell you before, as you were asking, that these caves themselves are also a housing, a containment for powers that are beyond what I can give words to. I do know that should you travel north, those caves lead to an entity that is beyond um, words. I once in search of seedlings and other things to grow this grove further. Once the ice and the where we are now had settled in, I moved my way that way, and
Durant, given
I came before a presence that was unlike anything I've ever or since known. And its immense power was more than I could handle. And I've come back here. I was fortunate enough to not to not succumb to it because its power was as such that I'd rather not speak of it. I just know that it was a source of power. It was a source of domination. It was a source of something that maybe I guess others could use, but for myself, it was beyond me. Um, I don't know what has brought you this far into the ice, but I will tell you if you are seeking power, that that may be a way or a thing. Otherwise, I don't know. I also know that further into the ice, I think, is the city I was once part of. The floating city that that collided with the earth when calamity was brought upon us.
Further into the ice, in what direction? I asked her specifically.
She says, I don't know. I
Right?
know that she goes, I know that this way is not the way. That leads up to the surface, which is where you came from. I know that this is the way to this presence I spoke of. I know that this way is nothing, nothing that I'm aware of, but I know that this way leads further to something. I know that this way leads to those one-eyed peoples that are incapable of speaking with me, and I know that this way is the way of the drow.
Do you remember the name of this city? What
The
was
the
the name?
city was called, what was the city called? The city, a mighty floating. The city was once the top of a mountain, carved and turned upside down, like a floating upside down pyramid. Was called Yithrin. And it was Yithrin that crashed. It was Yithrin that fell. It was the peoples of Yithrin who have perished under this ice that that still linger. I'm sure you've seen them, the haunts, the specters, the bodies that are not
Those are the
bodies.
peoples of Yithrin, the previous denizens of Yithrin.
Those were the outliers. Those were who are on the edge. The city itself exists further in the ice. We are merely the cusp. We were those on the outliers. We were those who are still here and persist. And we
Okay.
are those who are alone to remember our past. And it's with this I have a question. How long are you going to spend in your hut?
I personally I need to do 8 hours to get my spells back, and I'm pretty much tapped, so I'm worthless besides some just hand-to-hand combat stuff without my spells. And the hut lasts for 8 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So my request would be 8 hours.
All right. All right.
I need a long rest.
All right. You guys can take a 8-hour rest, which
The,
is
the
going to do a couple things. One, remember that you guys have a time crunch against the Frostmaiden and her allies coming to you. Two, you know that there is at least one drow who has shot at you and ran away to maybe go tell more. And then three, the Frostmaiden herself has said, "Get the fuck out of here. You don't know what you're doing. I will destroy you." And you guys are like, la 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 la, still pressing in. Now, you have to take into consideration your survival. You have to take into consideration your ability to not be dead. If you're going to spend a full 8 hours here, there may be repercussions. If you're going to spend a half hour or an hour and take a short rest, there's a possibility of that too. I don't know what you want to do. So I'm going to throw it back to you and talk about it for a minute. And I am going to go take care of my cats who are yelling at me for food. So I'll be back in a moment.
I mean, obviously, I'll do whatever the group wants to do. I'm just
I mean,
expressing.
I
but-
want a long rest, but like where there was such a huge amount of the bear guys, right? It was the bear.
Long rest TPK, let's go.
All right, I'll get up front and start dodging. Everyone light these guys up.
Overgree can cast Armor of Faith or whatever that is.
Oh yeah.
Shield of Faith.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah. Hit 2 20s, Tom.
And then I'll have Portent and Lucky again. So there's that.
All right. Well, either way.
I do need at least.
Either way, afterwards, where are we thinking? Or I guess it might depend on what happens if we do take a long rest or not. Which way
Honestly,
do we want to go?
if some of us need a short rest and some of us need a long rest, then we can also split the party. There is that interesting stuff up in that northern, thing that there's some pretty juicy, tasty things that we can acquire. So those folks that only need a short rest are probably our beefier ones, right? Jux
I mean,
and Ziada.
Don't get me wrong. Well,
And the
Jux only needs a
Triceratops.
short rest because Warlock. But
Right.
don't get me wrong. I could definitely benefit from having a long rest.
Oh, you could.
I have 0 spells. So, yeah, I mean, I only have 7 total. 4 first and 3 second, but still, that's so much smiting I could be doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So just kablamo. But I saw my mom, so I had to burn probably 3 of them. Anyway, and then there were some kobold. There's a bunch of vampires that just needed some holiness.
Right. You don't have to justify where you used your spells.
I know. I'm just saying that it's like now I'm just like
I feel like Dolan's
wanna
calling you
start
out.
smiting again, and
Okay.
so I could definitely go for a long rest. It's just how big of a threat do we think these things are? And
Barely an
LRTPK.
inconvenience.
Dolan, you know for a fact that the drow are a threat. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
not just like, oh, maybe it's like one cold light walker. Like, they're a threat.
Right. Right. They are a serious fucking threat.
And
they're
they-
not the only threats here. And we're gonna be, confronted by a god. I'm just saying that maybe we should be at full power. It's okay. Like, nothing can get through this hut for at least a solid 8 hours. It's the best defense we're gonna have.
It's true. But I mean, if a god and her acolytes and other things are going to descend upon you, you're in the middle of a room with multiple things to come and get you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Also,
and multiple
trees.
escapes.
So.
So close to the end of the game, guys. So close.
Let's throw it away now. Actually, we were even closer than we thought.
Yeah,
Um,
this is it.
also remember what she said. She said
This is it. This
to
is it.
let's do this. We're gonna do it this way. Nothing she's aware of. This way, some sort of spiritual disturbance. This way, one-eyed creatures that she can't communicate with. This way, the drow. This way, ice slide that you came down to. This way, there are some sort of spiritual entities of powers beyond her cognizance that way.
Yeah, some tasty
Okay.
treats.
Shit. What's Professor Scant?
Yes. What can I do for you?
What are your thoughts on hearing some of this stuff? I mean, what's the end goal that we were coming here for? Some sort of power that would.
Well, to be
help
honest, my first thought is fascinating. Fascinating. Second of all, it's too bad you weren't also Professor Orbs. We could all go in different ways to explore and learn more. It would be the best, wouldn't it?
But wait, how would that
Can
work?
he float?
Can you go right? This is fucking news?
I need to look that up. I don't know. She's been shoving him in her pocket for so long. I don't know.
Professor
Hold on.
Scant, have you been fucking holding out on us?
Exactly what I was just gonna say.
Well,
First,
hold on. The one thing I will tell you this is if he's capable of floating on his own, he is
codependent bastard.
No, he does not.
Yeah.
He does not have a lot of hit points. So it'd be like, oh, let me go in this room, and then he's dead. And he's like, no, he would not be willing to do that. So hold on, is he up here then? I'm sorry, I'm just going through things to try to find him right now.
All right, guys, this could be a game changer.
I mean, it could be. It could. I mean, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying that like.
And ascending spell.
Valen, you are never leaving.
Actually, message.
I don't know what you had thought. But you and Scant are
Where you know what?
part of the team.
Let me just grab the. What is this? Oh, that's no wrong book.
Part
Let
of
me
the
grab this
park,
book.
part of the team.
She's park
Or the
or
crew.
you might say.
Well, I was still going with the Jurassic Park stuff, and you know, part of the park, part of the crew.
Come on. Where is it? It's
Stretch. You have to have seen the.
I apologize,
second and
everybody. I'm trying
third
like I'm
Pirates
flipping
movie,
through like books right
so-
now to try to get to this so I can figure this out. So no, those you guys don't know
Under
those.
S,
You don't know those.
probably.
You did this. You didn't do that.
Scant, comma, Professor.
Is that because she's a dinosaur? Is that why you went that way?
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Hold on. So
It was lazy, but I took it.
It's late. You're allowed. That wall that's like
Sure,
right
yeah,
below
so-
us
so
kind of looks like a
this
dildo.
should be in here as a thing. So
This one.
Yes.
it is not
That
here.
one.
So
And
hold
it's
on.
You're
pointed
brave
right.
enough. It's not. It's got the
So
the
let's do it this
flange
way.
to
Hold on.
prevent-
Where's my shit so I
to
can make this
prevent
happen?
hospital visits.
Are you talking about Professor Scant? That overeducated anal bead?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You know, it just depends on where he is at the moment.
Overeducated anal beat. Just shoved him to shut him up.
Yeah, it's for exploration. He loves it.
Okay,
yes.
so here,
I'd
here,
love
wait,
to
wait, wait,
understand
wait,
more
wait.
about
Here
my
we,
own.
here we go.
I'd like to understand my own
All
poem
right,
help,
so
please.
Next
here's
time we've got
what
a
we're gonna
dino
do. Wait,
on the field.
here's what we're gonna do. There are no
Shucks,
stats
you're up.
for this thing.
Movement?
It is a wondrous item. It has no movement speed. It has
Okay.
nothing, which
All right.
means
It's a nice.
I'll roll for
All
it.
right.
the only thing it gets positives to are its charisma score and its bonus to roll for its intelligence modifier. That is it.
Yeah.
So, wait, I'm sorry. The orb can also cast Mage Hand cantrip at will.
Oh, so it
That
can
is
just carry
So
itself
it
around.
can move itself.
no. It floats. It floats by itself.
Oh, so-
However, it also has an AC of 0 and it has a hit
Oh.
points of I'm just going to assign it a value and it's not a lot.
Let me
So,
roll a D100.
nope, that's not how we
6.
assign those.
Come on!
So,
We need
so
this.
if you
It could
want to
still be
send
fun.
Professor, maybe that's why Valen has been like before she was a dinosaur, just shoving him back in her pocket, being like, "Nope, don't go that way."
It has
So
95 hit points.
no, he does not. He definitely does not. So his constitution is a negative thing. So
All right, so 95 minus. He's
Yeah.
probably level 10, so
yeah,
so
95
85.
minus 86. So he's got 6 hit points. So here we go. Anyways, what do you guys want to do?
That's 9.
All right, so do we decide short or long?
If you take a short rest, maybe that's okay. But if you take a long rest, there's 2 potential problems that could come your way. One of them is the Ice Maiden and her followers. The other is the drow that you started to just combat. The third is the power, the presence, as Hathawin said, to your north. Maybe your presence would draw it towards you. What do you want to do?
Okay, well, I mean, I cast my vote already. So once again, I'm down with whatever the party wants. Nobody, the Ice Maiden nor the Drow actually know where we are, and we can't be seen in this
And
hut.
they can't enter the hut, so.
They
They
cannot
can't
enter the
enter the
hut,
hut.
and I
Wait,
thought
hold on.
they can see
Time out. They can't enter the hut. They can absolutely know where you are.
They can see the hut, or is the
They
hut
can
Hold
invisible?
know that there's an area that they can't divine. So there's a general region that they know you're at,
Meaning the Drow.
meaning a god
Okay,
and the drow.
Yeah.
gotcha.
I mean, like, yeah, it's like you
If
could definitely
if
do
you're a
that
god,
if you
wait,
had someone like able to do that, but like a god would definitely kind of be able to do that kind of at will to be able to figure that sort of stuff out, as opposed to like burning spells to be like in this square, like with fairy fire.
mm-hmm.
I can see that. That being said, yeah, it's creatures are barred from bear.
Now
I'm reading
remember,
it now, but it's like, yeah.
what you've done so far is you ran into this temple of ice, this cavern, this catacomb, this whatever you want to call this dungeon of ice, away from the goddess of ice herself. So if anyone is going to be able to know where you are, it is her. However, you also know, after your forays into her temple, that her options are twofold. One is to forego her forever night or forever cold ritual that she does every day that taxes her so great, or to try and put something in your way that stops you. But you are literally in her turf right now. You are in her area of control. You are surrounded by ice, snow, cold, and those things she must be calculating.
I have a question.
My vote's for
Um,
short.
62. 79.7. What?
How
Wow,
long has it?
Professor
I mean,
Skink
we
got an
saw
upgrade.
her when we were on the island,
Mhm.
the Skull Island.
Yep.
We saw her go out for her to cast her Forever Night
Mhm.
business.
Mhm.
How long ago was that? And then she came back. We were still there. She came back, and then we took off to this glacier.
Well, to be honest, she did not come back when you were there. She was on her way back.
Way back, yeah,
And then you guys played some like cat and mouse games, some like
yeah,
look at me, don't look at me kind of thing.
uh-huh.
What you know is this is that her her spell, like her like leave the frozen north as the frozen north only allows for at most 8 hours of sunlight every day, which means the sun as it sets not on the horizon, but just sets, and then all of a sudden finds itself on the other end of the horizon and then creates an arc for no more than 8 hours a day, which unfreezes nothing, which allows for no water to melt, which allows for, series upon series of problems, etc.
Uh-huh. So do we know how long ago it was when she was on her way back from doing her spell?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So right now, no. You like where you are right now, you don't know where she is in that cycle. But what you know is that her cycle allows for her to have maybe 8 hours of sleep before she has to go and cast that spell again.
Oh, she has to cast that spell every 8 hours?
Every day. She
Once
literally
in 24 hours.
correct. She literally freezes the sun in its trajectory every day in this area of the world.
And so I have no concept of if that occurred when we were taken off from the island, if that was 2 hours ago, if that was 4 hours ago, if that was 6 hours ago.
I would say that like from the amount of time that you've spent in this like icy cavern dungeon, no. At this
And
point you don't
the trek up to this, this
you just don't know. Like
okay.
like so if so like I'm not saying this to be a jerk or like a dick DM, but like if you ever read about people who spend time underground or away from sunlight, like regular sunlight, the first thing that they do is they get very tired and then they sleep, and then all of a sudden their need to sleep becomes reticent, right? Like it becomes something that they do only as a passing like aside, and then all of a sudden like they take on like a very different circadian rhythm. So you guys have come in here, you have taken 2 short rests, I think, since you've come in here, and with that, I mean, maybe you're ready for that full rest if you're going to take it, but just know if you're back to full strength, other things are back to full strength. And also, it gives a long time for deities to know exactly where you are. So, what do you do?
We got 1 and 1. One for
What do you
short,
mean?
one for long.
Oh no, I thought Loki voted long.
Oh, okay.
I might be wrong. Loki, what's your vote?
Was long rest.
Oh, okay.
It's just so
So then it's Josh.
first time we're in comfortable weather, guys. Comfortable
Mhm.
hut.
It's true. Like, it's chilly, but it's not terrible.
Well, we're still in an uncomfortable situation. Is my
I'm
So,
sorry. I was talking about like the atmosphere around these trees, but
So
yes.
then that's 2 and 2 so far. So we have Navakari and the Triceratops.
No. That's Vaylin. Vaylin has come back. She shifted back.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
But with an
Does
8-hour
Valen want?
rest, she could
But
be
she
a
could go back.
Triceratops again.
Well, actually, I mean,
So,
she could go back to any of those with her shift power. So
So does
or
Valen?
polymorph power. But so
Does Valen want a short rest or a long rest? Because we're 2 and 2 right now.
I'll do this. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll a d20, and if it is 10 or above, she wants a long rest. If it's below, she wants a short rest.
Okay.
She wants a long rest.
Okay, so that's 3 and 2. And what does
long
Navakari
rest.
want?
Well, she wants. I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't
look at
know.
her spells. If she doesn't need a long rest, then she would vote a short rest.
Uh, let's see. What
She
she
always goes
has?
on how much she has for spells.
Uh, 3 out of 4 first level used. 1 out of 3 second level used. No more third level and no more fourth level.
Yes.
So 3 spells left, 2 seconds and a first.
Yeah.
So I mean, she wouldn't hurt for a long rest either.
Yeah.
All right. So take your long rest. Everybody, so if the occasion is everybody take a long rest. Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah. That's what we That's what we've got left. Everyone's voting for it, so long rest time. Where is it? It's right here. Take it. Do we see anything as the rest is happening?
Well, I mean, you're inside a tent that doesn't let you see outside. So what do you
That
mean?
is
No, it
incorrect,
does.
you liar. It
We
absolutely
definitely
lets
can
us
see
see outside.
outside. We should be seeing
Hold
drow.
on.
I'll just read it to you. Until the
Read to
spell
me this thing.
ends, the command from the interior it can become darkly, dimly lit or dark. The dome is opaque from the outside of a color you choose, but it is transparent from the inside.
Right, it's transparent. Doesn't mean you automatically see everything. I mean, like
What?
if
No, I'm
if
just
there are
saying, like, we
creatures
can
that are
see outside. So, like, if the Cyclops comes up, then we would be able to see that. If
well,
the
I mean,
Drow
you
come
would
up
see
while
that,
they're invisible, then it's like,
then
but they
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
know
see the
about.
invisible thing.
Right, if they're invisible, we, would have to have whatever. But just as far as seeing outside while nothing can kind of see us, there's an effect of that as well.
Well, let's do this. Let's everybody who wants to give me a perception check.
We can also take watches, right? Or that would make our rest longer, wouldn't it?
No,
Ugh.
because to rest, you only need 6 hours of
Oh,
like
okay.
dedicated like sleep. So we
Okay.
could take watches, but while in the meantime, we're also protected by the tent. But yes,
No, I mean just to gather information.
right, exactly.
Like
What is happening right now?
Not
Come
that.
on. Sorry, everybody. I am.
Oh, there we go.
nice.
Twinsies. Novakri and Loki.
The Valkyrie and Lucky. Ba 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 ba. All right. Hold on. And that, and then we're gonna go. Let's do this. All right. These are perception checks from inside the hut. Yes.
Yes.
All right. 24, 12, 15. What's crazy is none of those are enough to see. They're close. So, they're also not enough to see whether or not there's something outside the range of the hut or not. So, what do you do?
Has it been the full 8 hours?
Yep. Everybody is fully regainedified.
Okay. Do we want to go north to see what those tasty magical potential things are?
Well, so tell me,
Waste some
it
more
looks like
time?
Drux just ran outside of the
No, Jux has been there this whole time. He never
Uh,
went in the hut. He never moved his eye.
Okay, all right. Well, so let me ask you
He's-
this then. Jux, what are you doing right now?
That's the question.
Then I'll ask again. Jux, what are you doing right now?
Trying not to fall asleep.
Well, then let me help you by doing this. Tell me if this hits you. Does a natural 20 for a 27 hit you?
No, of course not.
Of course it does. So Jux, as you're sitting there outside this tent,
He
I'm gonna need a con saving throw for you, my bro.
Jux, did you ever walk outside of the tent, or are you still in the hut?
But I never moved myself inside either.
Exactly what I just told him. I don't know why he's ignoring me. He just wants to kill somebody.
Right.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. He's out there. You know what? Maybe he walked in, then he walked back out. Doesn't matter. What matters is I need
It doesn't.
I
I
get to
need
attack you.
a
Okay.
con saving throw, my bro. Where's my con saving throw? Oh no! All right, so you take 10 points of poison damage, unless you're going to tell me you don't take that, and I don't
Well,
think that's the case. So you
that
take.
that might be a reroll. We've got a halfling right here.
Oh, son of a bit. Wait. Is he aware of this, though? Does he even know what's happening outside of the tent?
Well, I mean, if you're putting Jux outside of the tent, then I'd say the 8 hours has passed.
I'm
And
pretty
the
sure
tent's
I
probably
just heard
gone.
Jux never went in the tent. But all right, whatever.
Yeah,
said
no
Jux
shit, dude.
never
His
moved his
icon didn't
icon.
go in the tent. How are you not paying attention enough to put him in there, but
So
you're
let's do
paying
this.
attention enough to be like, oh, now you're out, so now I attack you. His icon was never in there. That's the whole point that we've all been making. That's all.
TJ, I was trying to buy you a chance to maybe not help your friend out, but apparently the rest of your friends are just being real jerks about that. So what are you going to do? Are you going to help him out right now or no?
Yeah, take my reaction. Go for it. Reroll.
Reroll? All right, I guess. So I'm going to re-roll this shit. Hold on, go back to this. Re-roll this. Let's D6. So here we go. Boom. Boom. Oh man, that's a 5. And what's really
Jux
gross? What's
reroll.
really gross about that, though? What's really gross about that
What is
is
happening?
that it
What's
is
happening?
+4, so it is 9 points of piercing damage.
I
On the
thought
plus
Jux got to re-roll his one
Yeah.
with Ace. Not that
Yeah.
you had to re-roll your damage.
Yeah.
Thomas, you're hallucinating. You're losing.
Wait,
Fuck.
no.
It's
You know what?
it's
You know what?
something.
Wait, wait, whoa, whoa. Hold on, time out. If I messed up, I'm sorry. What are we talking about right now?
Jux rolled a 1, and with Loki's ability, Jux can re-roll.
Bountiful
his one.
luck.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. In that case, yes. So I will wait. So re-roll, and I will re-roll damage. So what's Chuck's got? What's Chuck's got?
Oh my god!
I mean,
So I'm not re-rolling shit. So you take
You don't have
six,
to re-roll,
yeah.
regardless.
So you take 10 points of piercing damage is what you
so
take,
so a
and then
double
roll.
crit, natural crit versus a crit
Yeah. So
against
wait. So let's do
pain.
this. So you take 10 points, Jux. You take 10 points of piercing damage if you have any resistance to that. Okay. And then as far as the damage goes, wait, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. You are one away from this being a real problem, but unfortunately, fortunately for you, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. So, um, you're good. You took your damage and move on.
Do you see where that dart came from?
Who
What direction? Did I
did you
see
see?
what direction the
Mhm.
dart came from that just hit Jux?
Yeah, here's what's real fun
He
about
was
that.
intent.
No, you didn't. And so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to draw a big old this and say boop, add turn.
So a fucking drow was sitting there, invisible,
Mm-hmm.
waiting.
You know it. You know it.
And Ziada, you should not have that icon anymore on your character, correct?
No,
Or
it's
is
a
that still
different
that?
icon.
Okay. What does that icon mean?
Uh, I'm hungry or something.
Okay.
It's a curse.
Okay.
It's true.
I need it to be a disease.
um. Do you? Hold on. Come on, Dick. What's going on? There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't do anything about a curse. Just blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. Oh, I get to actually manage my spells.
Okay. Get rid of this guy though. Okay. So hold on, let's do this. Okay. And then let's close that and let's close this. And then we're gonna go zippity doo dah, zippity yay. Let's all give somebody an ad turn today. Give me 1 sec. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay. So, and that's gonna be, yeah, what's a d20? Come on. Okay. Everybody else, your turn order numbers. Sorry, everybody, for the delay. Everybody, I see everybody but Loki and Harvest has their numbers on the turn order.
I'm managing my spells. I'll be right there.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, fucking shit.
Okay. Hit descending. All right. Well, there's 2 of you, so we'll get rid of that. All right. So, with that in mind, just scrolling through, make sure. Ziada, I still don't have your number, and Novakri. Well, I've got Novakri, so Novakri. I
Yeah,
can
and
get
you have Ziada as well. You just have extras.
Ah, okay. And then I'm gonna get rid of the dinosaur too.
For now.
Ziada, you're a 3. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Harvest, you're an 8. Get rid of the extra one right there. So, all right. So, villain, yeah. Villain. Get rid of that. Okay. All right. So Loki, you are up. You have spent 8 hours. You are rested. You are ready to go. What are you doing?
I am. And we don't see anything, right?
Currently, you do not see anything.
Right, guys.
Actually, I mean, if you want to roll a perception, you can do that.
We should try to head up north.
20, you don't see anything.
Yep. This looks like a good hiding spot right here. Hide my allies, and I can't say anything, so I'll wait till I see something. I think I'll hide as a bonus action and draw my bow to shoot a threat that would approach.
All right.
Gotta give it stealth.
Goes to Vaylin. Vaylin says, I want out of here. And is like, I don't want to deal with this. So 5. Basically runs down to here. It's Novakri's turn. What is Novakri doing?
So, like we were saying, I don't know where Baylin is going, but gonna head up around the wall, kind of poke her head around it, and then use her action to get ready an Eldritch Blast. If she can kind of see anything, I don't know if there or maybe.
Give me a perception check.
21.
21. Don't see anything. You're ready. You're ready to shoot. There's nothing around.
Now, would she be able to see kind of this way? It's tough because, like, I want her to be, like, with her back against the wall there.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, right here, she can definitely see out, but she's entirely exposed.
Mm-hmm.
And right here, it's like, oh, she can't see anything.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's right where she is. Those walls are really they're really something.
But they do end.
Goes to Meldon.
Yeah.
So, gonna move up to here. And be in the doorway. That he can't attack because of movement, but if Jux is gonna cast the spell, it's either a disadvantage or he gets an attack against him. Jux, you're up. What are you doing?
I don't know. I think last time I got shot in the neck, so.
I'm sorry. So I just saw Ziada's typing. Loki gets a reaction because of.
He just said he prepared his bow.
But you would have to say where the bow was prepared for, like what
No.
spot.
What?
No.
That's not.
You can't. No. You can't prepare a bow for anywhere in your range to take a shot. You have to prepare for a particular spot.
No.
That's not true.
So you know what? I'm gonna say this, that, like, you know what? You could be right and I could be wrong, but for my own experience and quasi semblance of understanding, you cannot prepare to shoot at an entire range all around you because you have to choose something that you're facing at to shoot at. So if you're going to say, I'm going to shoot when something comes within range or when something does whatever, we have to be very specific about that. I'm willing to make that within like 5 or 10 squares, but we can't just say anything because that would mean that you're just rotating around continually in a circle where you're at. So
No,
that's what I'm saying.
that's the point of holding your entire action
You
so
hold
that
your
you can.
you hold your action to do a thing at a spot. You cannot say I hold my action to affect everywhere within my range.
But you give up your action, and like in the case of an attack, if you have multiple attacks,
So I'm going to say this.
you
I'm going
only
to say
get
this.
the one, and you give up your reaction. I mean, it's.
But even if you but even if you held your reaction or you held your action, and you're a fighter or whatever that has multiple attacks, you can only make one attack with your reaction to that. You